wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club on this Tuesday, and let's get in some front page news. All right, let's start off with some NFL, all right? Now, of course, the wild card was over the weekend, and the Texans beat the Browns 45-14. The Chiefs beat the Dolphins 26-7. The Lions beat the Rams 24-23. The Buccaneers destroyed the Eagles last night 32-9. The Bills beat the Steelers 31-17, and the Packers washed the Cowboys 48-32.
That's horrible.
You guys will not be going to the Super Bowl this weekend. In a couple of weeks.
Just like the Giants didn't even make it to the playoffs.
That's all right.
It's not all right.
It's okay.
You heard about that.
Yeah, that's all right. But we didn't have a team. We lost our main
y'all
quarterback.
Had a team.
We lost the backup quarterback.
Your team sucked this year. Your team sucked the year before that.
That's
what
fine.
Are you talking about?
That's fine. Yeah. It bees like that sometimes. We're not used to it, though. But anyway, good morning, Tez.
Good morning, DJ Evie. Good morning, Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace, Ted.
Iowa Caucus. Let's talk about it.
Yep, this is the political playoffs for me. There's no more internet talk. The results are in. Let's take a listen, and we'll go over some more information on the other side.
And as expected, Donald Trump easily won the Iowa Republican caucuses last night. The NBC News decision desk projected him as the winner just 35 minutes after caucusing began. Trump ended up with 51% of the vote, winning 98 of the state's 99 counties, despite visiting only 15 of them. This year's Republican caucuses had the lowest turnout since the year 2000, drawing around 108,000 voters. That's just about 14% of the state's registered Republicans.
No surprise there.
Yeah, no surprise. And again, Trump won 51%, Ron DeSantis 21%, Nikki Haley 19%, and Vivek Ramaswamy 7%. I want you to take a quick listen to Ron DeSantis's response.
They threw everything but the kitchen sink at us. They spent almost $50 million attacking us. No one's faced that much all the way just through Iowa. The media was against us. They were writing our obituary months ago. They even called the election before people even got a chance to vote.
Okay, now Nikki Haley came in third, but she told her supporters that it was a two-person race, so people were a little bit confused by that. So take a listen.
The pundits will analyze the results from every angle. We get that. But when you look at how we're doing in New Hampshire, in South Carolina, and beyond, I can safely say tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race.
Now, Trump talked about unifying the country, but he
I get what Nikki was saying, though. She's saying that the way she's polling in New Hampshire and the places to come, it'll be a two-person race. Like, I get it.
Right. But as of yesterday, I guess she was in third. But, just it depends on, I guess, how you look at it. But Trump talked about uniting the country. But he also talked about the Biden presidency as expected. Take a listen to that.
So I don't want to be overly rough on the president, but I have to say that he is the worst president that we've had in the history of our country. He's destroying our country.
Hey, man, they called Iowa in 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. If you think people aren't energized to go out there and vote for Trump, you bugging. And I don't understand the Democratic strategy of, people aren't paying attention yet. When they start paying attention, they will start to hear Trump's rhetoric. They will start to realize that Trump is a criminal. That makes zero sense to me because everyone has been listening to Trump since 2016. They know who he is. They like it. They've accepted it. And he barely even has to campaign to do it.
Absolutely. And Vivek Ramaswamy, he only gained 7% of the vote, and he has officially dropped out of the race. Let's take a listen to that.
Vivek Ramaswamy dropping out of the presidential race after a disappointing fourth place finish in Iowa. Ramaswamy had funded so much of his campaign from his massive personal fortune.
As of this moment, we are going to suspend this presidential campaign. And this is going to have to be, there's no path for me to be the next president, absent things that we don't want to see happen in this country.
That money not non-refundable, is it?
No, you can't get that back.
Oh, okay. Can't write it off on your taxes?
Nah, I can't get it back. So now DeSantis is skipping New Hampshire and going straight to South Carolina, correct?
Correct. He'll obviously, people have an opportunity to vote for him, but yeah, he's putting his money elsewhere where Nikki Haley believes she can do quite well in New Hampshire and obviously, South Carolina where she's from. So we'll just have to see if they're able to get through both of those states and make it to Super Tuesday. But to Charlamagne's point, I'm certainly, I want to know, is the Biden administration, because we can pretty much say this is, Trump is definitely, obviously probably going to be the nominee. Anything can change. We know anything can change, but will they go ahead and start aggressively campaigning today? That's my question, Charlamagne. Are they going to start aggressively campaigning, or what? Are they still saying don't listen to the polls?
Democrats don't do anything aggressively. That's why I call them cowards. Okay. They don't do anything aggressively. They might start campaigning. They might have already started campaigning. We may not have noticed, but they definitely not going to do it aggressively. That I know.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Now, what are we talking about next hour?
Yeah, we got some winter storms. We want to let everybody know there's some delays going on. And then there's a really strange story about an online religious cult. So we're going to talk about that story and some missing folks that's apparently following this cult.
All right. All right, we have that next hour. Now, everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Maybe your favorite football team lost over the weekend. Maybe you had a great weekend. Or maybe you was just chilling. Whatever it may be, get it off your chest. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, let's start off with some quick NFL. The Texans beat the Browns 45-14. The Chiefs beat the Dolphins 26-7. The Lions beat the Rams 24-23. Buccaneers beat the Eagles 32-9. The Bills beat the Steelers 31-17, and the Packers beat the Cowboys 48-32. Charlamagne?
I mean, there's nothing to say. We lost.
Okay, that's all I wanted to hear.
We lost it, but you got to shut up.
Nope.
The Giants did not make the playoffs.
So?
Those are the rules. If your team did not even make the playoffs, you cannot talk.
Nope.
The only people that can talk right now is people whose teams made the playoffs and won this weekend. If you're from Detroit, you can run your mouth all day long. If you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, run your mouth all day long. You're a Packer fan, run your mouth all day long. But if you're a Giants fan, shut up.
No. Well, Tez, let's talk about the weather now, Tez. Since the Cowboys
Shout out to Detroit. But speaking of the weather, 125 million people were under wind chill advisories or warning. Listen to NBC News for the report.
Tonight, an Arctic blast still marching across the country, fueling storms that are believed to be responsible for at least 10 deaths nationwide. Almost 80% of the U.S. below freezing, making it treacherous for many to be outside. Vehicles stranded and flipped over. Hundreds of flights canceled. 90 million people are under wind chill alerts, with some areas feeling like 50 degrees below zero. The bitter freeze stretching across much of Texas, where tonight officials are asking residents to conserve electricity if it's safe, amid record-breaking demand.
Man, Mother Nature is sick of us, okay? She's so tired of us. She's so tired of us, we can't even predict her anymore. When they tell us it's going to be really bad, usually it's not. When they don't say much about it, like last night, it's bad. Yesterday was bad. I didn't even realize how bad it was until I got up this morning driving.
Yeah, it was nasty driving to work this morning. The temperatures are freezing on the East Coast, so it's the snow and the rain is sticking. It's very icy outside, so they're telling everybody give yourself a little extra time, check your flights. A lot of flights have been canceled, but as Charlamagne said, it's bad out there. It's nasty.
Yeah, actually 2,000 plus flights, as you mentioned, DJ Envy, have been canceled. And then remember the grounding of the Boeing 737 MAX 9 from the Alaska Airlines incident. That has also disrupted travel, putting those down in addition to the weather. And Michigan, speaking of Detroit, in Michigan, 140,000 people went without power this weekend. And, you're used to seeing the snow on the East Coast, like you mentioned, but it was snow all over the South. Arkansas got about 8 inches. Tennessee got 7 inches. Wow. So cover your pipes, be safe, stay off the road, check in on your loved ones.
All right. All right. What else we got?
Police in Missouri are searching for 4 missing adults and 2 children believed to be linked to an alleged online cult. Let's take a listen.
Cartisha Morgan is pleading for someone to come forward with information about her daughter, Michaela Wickerson. Berkeley police say Wickerson is one of 6 people who were influenced by a cult leader and disappeared from North St. Louis County in August of 2023. Morgan says her daughter stopped working, stopped all communication, and abruptly moved out to this home on Graham Lane. She believes her daughter is dealing with a severe mental illness.
That she was probably suffering from postpartum depression. These people online, and they just preyed on her weakness.
Among those missing are Wickerson, her 3-year-old daughter Malaya, and 4 others, Jeriel German and her son Ashton Mitchell, and adults Naaman Williams and Michaela Thompson. Berkeley police believe they are following the teachings of a man named Rashad Jamal. Among other things, they say he taught totally disconnecting from family, practicing polygamy, and meditating nude.
Damn.
Now, again, this guy that they're talking about, allegedly that he's following, he's actually incarcerated. He calls himself a prophet and a revolutionary. He's currently serving time in Georgia after being found guilty of 1 count of child molestation and cruelty to children, according to the report. So he was given an 18-year sentence in August, and now he's doing his teachings over a phone in prison. So the mother is just asking, she wants to know if her daughter and her granddaughter is okay, and if anyone has any information to speak up. I saw the story trending on social media and Instagram and Twitter, and people are just trying to find out to make sure, that she's okay. And it just kind of goes to the point again, with online and how dangerous it can be, even for adults, especially those who are getting preyed upon with mental illness. That online can definitely, is something that can be very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, folks prey on people's need to believe. Everybody has this need to believe in something or somebody, so they prey on people's need to believe to create these cult-like followings. I always wonder about cult leaders nowadays, because it seems like there should be a lot more than because of the internet, because I'm sure the internet makes their job, I don't want to say their job, but the internet makes what they do that much easier to do.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's a lot, but you probably just don't hear about them until you have situations like this. You know what I mean? That's part of the cult, right? You don't tell anybody. You're not allowed to speak. They're not allowed to use social media. So that's part of the reason probably why you haven't heard more about them.
Mm-hmm. Some would say that argue that politics is turning into cult-like, environment. So,
Donald Trump definitely got a cult.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, all of it. I mean, but it's crazy that you say that Donald Trump has a cult. But if you're attached to a party, no matter what, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, you don't even look to hear what the other side is talking about. You don't take in nobody else's rhetoric. That whole what they say, vote, don't matter who, vote blue or whatever. I can't remember the phrase, but when
vote blue no matter who.
Yeah, if you say you're the head of a hive for a politician, you just a cult. You in a cult.
Yep. You give an opinion and you trolling all day, and I mean, like I said, this is it's giving cult, Charlamagne. It really is. And again, it goes back into people's need to believe. So if a politician is able to make you believe, that they are the second coming of Christ, this is what we're seeing, particularly with people who have mental illness. That's just naming it and call it what it is. So unfortunately, that's what's happening with this, and hopefully, they'll find these folks and know that they're okay.
Absolutely. And politics shouldn't be cult-like. Politics should be business.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Bottom line, point blank, period. What's the best person to vote for your business, for your interests?
For your interests, for your benefits. Exactly. All right. Well, that is Front Page News. Thank you, Tez.
Absolutely.
And make sure you subscribe to Tesla and Figaro's podcast, the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network, and follow at Tesla and Figaro on all social media platforms.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.